What's up, guys? What If Season 2 is out, and while I wasn't able to do a What to Expect video for the new season due to the holidays, here's the Season 2 review of What If. Episode 9 is What If Supreme Strange Intervened? This one starts off with a recap of all the Peggy Carter episodes leading up to the 1602 episode. Then, the Watcher recaps Doctor Strange as well, ending with the last episode of the previous season. So, Doctor Strange takes Peggy back to the Sanctum. Strange shows her a wall that contained miniaturized villains that all threaten the multiverse. He defeated and captured all of them. He even has Infinite Ultron in there. But one of the villains escaped, and Strange sends Peggy after her. After that, Peggy wanders through a frozen tundra until she comes across a mountain with Red Skull's face carved into it. The Watcher tells her that in this universe, Captain America died, allowing Red Skull and Hydra to take over using the power of the Tesseract. The Watcher advises against her continuing the mission when Peggy is suddenly attacked by Kahhori. Kahhori tells her that she's not the enemy, Strange is. Then, they suddenly get pulled back to the Sanctum where Strange thanks Peggy for bringing Kahhori back to him, as he tries to kill her. Strange admits that he's been trying to resurrect his own universe and fix what happened with Christine using something called the Forge. And if you didn't watch Season 1, in Doctor Strange's episode, Christine died and Doctor Strange pretty much turned evil. Hearing this, Peggy tries to stop him, but he's too powerful. So, she unleashes all the captive villains from their pods. However, there's not just villains, there's heroes captive too. This causes a huge fight to break out inside the Sanctum. As Strange is distracted by the fight, Kahhori and Peggy get stopped by Zombie Wanda and her undead army. Peggy battles the zombies as Kahhori fights Zombie Wanda. Then, all of a sudden, all the zombies' eyes start glowing green as Hela shows up and demands Peggy and Kahhori to kneel. This gets interrupted by Surtur walking in, and this is a pretty wild scene. There's a lot going on. Hela commands the zombies to attack Surtur, allowing Peggy and Kahhori to escape. But they immediately get cut off by Thanos, who walks through a portal wearing the Infinity Gauntlet. Before he can do anything, he gets snapped away by Infinite Killmonger. Then, Kahhori uses her power to pull the Ultron suit off Killmonger and the Infinity Stones attached to Peggy's suit. They make it to the Forge Room where they have a final standoff against Strange. The fight goes back and forth until Strange clones himself, and Peggy does the same using the Reality Stone. Then, Strange destroys her clones and Peggy finds herself back in time to when she first got the Super Soldier Serum. Steve approaches her and says that he loves her, but Peggy sees through the trick and punches Steve in the face, who's actually Doctor Strange. Then, Strange drops a bunch of heroes and villains who are fighting through portals into the Forge, and Peggy uses the Time Stone to try and stop it. As the heroes are falling through the sky, they throw all their weapons to Peggy and Kahhori. Peggy now has Hela's crown and the Allfather's sword, and Kahhori has Mjolnir and the 10 rings. Using these weapons, they kick Strange's ass so bad that he basically turns into the demon version of himself, and then Peggy punches him with the power of all 6 Infinity Stones. This allows Strange to get separated from the demon side of himself. Then, the still somewhat good side of Strange sacrifices himself by throwing himself into the Forge to destroy it. Sometime later, Peggy and the Watcher are in Strange's universe, which has now been revived, but without him in it. Peggy asks the Watcher to take her home, but they take the scenic route, and he shows her the World Tree, where all the timelines converge, the tree that Loki created at the end of Loki Season 2. The end. Wow, this was a long review, but it was a packed episode, honestly. Peggy and Kahhori teamed up against Strange, and she had all the Infinity Stones. They even touched on all the elements from Season 1, like Infinite Killmonger and some other things. Alright guys, well, that was What If Season 2. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see ya later.